get on the phone. I tell my students, you don't need to do anything else but get on the phone. You want to close deals, you got to get on the phone. You got to talk to agents, you got to talk to for sale by owners, things like that. Now, Kathy, I do recommend scheduling a call if you haven't already. I don't see your name on the list, but not to call you out, just stating. It's literally, I just don't see it. Because it's going to be when you need to put those deals under contract, that's where we come in. So when you need to talk to sellers and what to say. But I will tell you the first thing is not anything else. You don't need a website, you don't need a logo. You can do that later. You need to get on the phone and talk to people, and that's how you're going to get deals happening.
When you get to the point that living under the bridge is actually preferable than being on a corporate job, okay, you're going to do what it takes. So
Mhm.
some of you might be at that point, most of you probably aren't, but maybe psychologically you are. I got to that point, okay? And what did I do? Three things. Number one, I gave myself a deadline. I said within 6 months, I'm going to have a business where I make at least $10,000 a month consistently, because at that point I had sold a lot of my rentals because of my ex-husband. That's another story. And I was like, I need to make at least $10,000 a month consistently in order for me to quit my job. Number one. Number two, I gave myself a deadline, right? 6 months. There was no option B. I burned the bridges. That's what had to happen. And number three, I did what I had to do. So I don't want to hear stories. You guys say I'm busy or this and that, time management. At this point, I had three kids. Alexandra, she's here tonight. She was only 1 year old. Liz was six. Okay. I was finishing my MBA, and I lived 2 hours from the city where I was investing each way. So I was going uphill in the snow, right?
Wholesaling is not the easiest strategy of the three by far, but it is the one where it's low like risk to get in, low capital to no capital to get in, and people really, really like that. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't cost anything. You can use end buyers funds. You can some are transactional funding where they take it out of your profit. We'll talk all about that tonight. But wholesaling is a very, very exciting, I would say, strategy that you have to do. Don't have to get into rehabbing. Yeah, for me, it was low liability.
And the other thing is that for me, wholesaling, I honestly stumbled into it. I did start with rentals first, and then I was buying a rental property, and the guy I was buying it from, said he was flipping the contract to me. I had no idea what he was talking about, and then I realized that's wholesaling. So then I saw wholesaling as a way to really sell the properties that I didn't want for my rentals.
So it shows proof of things, of students doing things, outside of all the other testimonials we just went through, of people doing and making it. So even if you made $27,000, what would that do for you? One deal. That's just one. I mean, you could go and do more deals. You could have two, three deals. Laura, you're muted.
And that was our first one too. So it's not like somebody was experienced in doing deals. This was the first deal.
I will say that wholesaling has completely changed my life, not only in the amount of money, but the confidence that it has brought me to know that I will always know and never go hungry again or never worry about bills because I do know how to make money for the rest of my life. And that is something you cannot take away from somebody when they know how to do it. The other benefit is it won't go anywhere. Why? Because real estate, you always need a home. You will always need, people always need homes. It will never go anywhere. It will never go out of style. It's not a fad. It is going to be the thing that makes you a ton of money for the rest of your life.
And also, you want to focus on conversations, not how many calls you make a day. So, like for example, when I talk to the students, I tell them, I want you to have three conversations a day. And they look at me. I said, I didn't say you have three calls a day. I want you to have three conversations. You might have to have 10, 20 calls to create those three conversations. Conversation is where there is an exchange. If you talk to an agent, is this agent forthcoming? Does it give you the information? Do you have a good conversation? Could it be a referral? Same thing if you talk to a specific owner, right? Conversations, this is where the deals come from, not calls. And then 10 conversations can give you an average of one deal. So this is kind of the rule of thumb. So you can see now, if you do two, three conversations a day, you should do one deal a week, right? That's really where it comes down to. But it all starts from quality of leads. If you have conversation with people that don't really need to sell, they need to sell meaning they need to sell. Okay, they lost their job, their house is getting foreclosure, there is something going on in their life where they need to sell. They want to sell is more people like, yeah, if I can get more than what the house is worth, I sell it. Those are not really the leads that you want. They're not quality, okay? So you have to kind of be careful with that.
One of the things that she says, and a lot of our students say, and I think we have a few students on that can attest to it, is that we really heavily work on the mindset of the woman that's behind the business because 90% of this is your mindset. And so if I can get you to get over whatever you're going through, your fears or anything, is you will start going and doing deals. So she still feels fear. She still has all these objections and these worries, and she accounts it to pure luck. I account it to grabbing on opportunities that have been presented to her. And she made 41K on her first two deals. So into the chat, would 41K be life-changing money for you? And she did this in 2 months. Would 41K be life-changing money for you? Yeah. Okay. And she felt like she didn't know it all. But she knew enough and she knew that we had her back. So I wanted to share her a little bit as we go into that, so that you can kind of understand like how it works.